The main challenge of impact measurement is that different stakeholders have different expectations as to 1. How it should be applied, and 2. What it should be used for. How to reconcile these expectations is what we'll discuss here. In impact measurement, there are 4 different stakeholder groups. The first one are impact investors, venture philanthropists, and social finance institutions. The second is science and research. The third, social ventures. And the fourth, policy. Let's start with the finance world and investors. What they want is to have information quickly in order to make and adapt investment decisions. Ideally, they want to make decisions across a portfolio of investments. Science and research, in turn, want to dive in deeply and apply robust research designs and methods to really make sure whether impact has been achieved and how this has happened. Social ventures should assess their impact for the sake of organizational learning, that is, to improve their interventions, services, or products. Ideally, they want to use impact information to spot where and how they can best innovate. Finally, policy's interest is to get a comprehensive overview as to what the best solutions for social problems are. In the best of cases, this information is used to design policy frameworks that are in harmony with the needs of the most successful social ventures. So you see, each of these stakeholder groups has very different priorities, but there are also common interests that can help reconcile their requirements. First, all stakeholders have an interest in contributing to the Sustainable Development Goals. These span from alleviating poverty to achieving gender equality. Second, all would like to see some move towards standardization in order to be able to compare impacts. But most stakeholders also recognize that impact assessments often need to be tailored to the ventures assessed and their context conditions. And third, all want to find out what has improved. And not only that, they also want to investigate why it happened and seek to make sure that the investigated organization was actually responsible for it. This leads to 4 key recommendations. First, inspired by science and research, analysts of impact need to make sure they don't apply any half-baked approaches. If impact measurement is practiced that way, you can't say with certainty what has happened, not to speak of who was responsible for it. Rather than go half-baked, don't assess impact at all. Inspired by the portfolio idea of investors, impact analysts need to take a variety of information on board. Don't try to collapse information into a single figure or ratio, but go for what we call dashboard approaches, which bring together different perspectives and also kinds of data, which, by the way, can be quantitative or qualitative. To enable organizational progress and innovation, impact measurement needs to move from proving to improving. This means impact measurement needs to become a continuous process that is used for questioning and reflection. These instances can help organizations redefine goals or choose different pathways. Following the comparative perspective of policy, impact measurement always needs to be performed with a relative rather than an absolute view in mind. There is no one best solution. Instead, there are better and worse ones. To decide on that and to evolve over time, context needs to be taken into account. One intervention might work better under certain circumstances than under others. Taking these 4 guideposts into account when you design your impact assessment and execute it will help you make sure that you account for the complexity of impact to the right extent, establish a reliable basis for decision making, take all relevant but also not too much information into account, and most importantly, this way your impact assessment will actually help you grow social impact.